Hello, this is Norma and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some Liberian vinegar pepper. So what I'm going to use, I have some red habanero peppers here. I have some green ones. I have some yellow ones. I have serrano peppers. I have jalapeno peppers. And you can use any kind of pepper you want. If you want it very spicy, you leave the seeds in, and if you don't want it spicy, you can take it out and it's not as spicy. I'm going to be using one yellow onion. I have a green mango. I have a cucumber. I have one green pawpaw. To season it, I'm going to be using MAGGI cube, and I'm going to put a little bit of adobo seasoning, and I have some distilled white vinegar. I have my jars that I'm going to wash with warm soap and water, and then I'm going to put it in a water bath. So let's start the process. The first thing we're going to start with is the pawpaw. So I'm just going to cut the end off like that, and then I'm going to take my peeler and I'm just going to peel it. And I'm going to peel all of it and I will be back. Okay, the pawpaw is all clean, and let me show you an easy way to cut it in strips. So I will just take my little knife . And then take your larger knife and when you do that, here's the strips. I'm going to cut them smaller, but I want to show you how easy it is to cut the strips. So let me do it again. I'm going to do all of them and we will be right back. I've done the pawpaw, and now let me show you what you need to do. I'm about to move on to cutting other things. I want to keep my pawpaw hard, so I have some ice water here. That's the same thing you would do if you were making green pawpaw salad, and I'm just going to put it in there and let it sit in the ice water. And I've done that, and now we're going to move on to cutting up the mango. I peeled the mango the same way I peeled the pawpaw, and now we're about to cut the mango. The mango I bought, it was hard and green outside, and now when I peel it, it's kind of light. I would prefer to just have it green, but there's nothing I can do. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my knife and just go across. And making little strips. If it was green, like how I wanted it, I would just take my bigger knife and just go across it like this and peel it off like how I did my pawpaw, but it's too ripe in there to do that. So I'll just make the strips. See the strips? And I'm going to take my knife and just go across. So these are the strips. When it's time to make the vinegar pepper, I'm going to go across and cut it smaller than that. But that's how you do it. And if you get your mangoes, like I said, it's best to get the very green one. I thought it was green, but I don't know why in there it's yellow. So let me cut all of them and we'll be back. I've cut the mangoes, and I'm also going to put that in some ice water. And we're going to move on to the cucumbers. I have the cucumber that I've peeled. I'm going to be leaving the seeds all in there. Now I'm just I'm gonna cut them smaller than this. Okay, I'm gonna cut all of them and we will be back. The cucumber's ready, and we're moving on to the onion. We're about to cut the onion. So I want to do it fine, so I left this core back here. So see, I'm cutting it this way, coming down in strips. And so I've cut it all in strips this way, and now I'm going to turn it and go across like this. So now that I've done that, just hold it together and go across. And this is it. And because this is still on the onion, it's not going to fall apart. So let me do all of them and we'll be back. The onions finally chopped, and we're moving on to all my peppers. I want my pepper chunky in there, but fine, so I went across it like this, almost as if you're going to pulse it in your blender. And you can use your kitchen scissors, you can use a knife. I'm going to use my knife. And this is how it is. And I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the, that was the serrano. I'm going to do the jalapeno. And then we're coming back to do the habaneros. I've cut it, and you want to cut it almost like pea size, like the size of a pea. So these, I'm just going to use my scissors for my kitchen. And when I cut it like that, then I will start cutting them a little bit in strips. Like this. So I'm going to cut all of them and we will be back. I've chopped up all the peppers. The color is just so beautiful. Now we're going to go on to drying my pawpaw and my green plum, my green mango, and I'll be right back. I wasted the water, dried it, and we're going to do the same thing, cut them in about pea size, like this. And I'm going to do all the mango and the pawpaw. We'll be right back. I have my jars boiling in my water bath. Anytime you get your mason jars, make sure you wash it with warm soap and water, and then you put it on the stove and you boil it. I have all my vegetables cut up, and I'm going to put it in a bowl, and we're going to season it. Start putting everything in there. Peppers. I'm going to just mix it up. I'm going to use a little bit of adobo seasoning, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put my MAGGI cubes. I'm going to stir that up. And you can season it to your taste. And we're going to go onto my stove, and I'm going to show you how I do my vinegar, my distilled vinegar. The reason we put vinegar in there is to make sure that it pickles it. So the vinegar, I'm going to put it on my stove, and it's going to come up to high but not boil. You don't want it boiling. So let's go to my stove. My vinegar is hot. You can see the steam coming out. Like I said, you don't want it to boil, so I'm taking it from the stove and taking it over to my vegetables. Take your jar out with your tongs because it's very hot. And the caps also. We're going to go on to taking our vegetables and putting it in the jar. So let's start putting it in the jar. I'm going to fill both of them, and we'll be right back. I've put it in the jar. And you don't want to pepper all the way to the top, the vegetable. I put it down here because you want, when you pour the vinegar, it covers all the vegetables. So that's why I didn't fill it all the way to the top. I have a funnel that I'm just going to put here. Then I'm going to pour my vinegar. It's hot, so I have to be careful as I pour it in there. I have my vinegar, and I'm going to seal it up. And I'm going to leave it on my counter for 2 days. After it has pickled, after 2 days, I'm going to put it in my fridge, and I'm going to start using it. You can keep it in your fridge for a year and it will still be good. Thank you for watching. Please try to make this Liberian vinegar pepper. Please subscribe, hit that notification button so each time I upload you will be notified. Bye bye.